Alright, good evening. This is the one and only Trent B Clever coming to you live at the 405 in Oklahoma City, and we're here with CLEVERWURLD magazine with the fellas of the hot new web series On the Scene. Fellas, can you give me your names and the characters that you portray?
My name is Brandon Jackson. I'm portraying the role of Eugene.
And I'm Sir Lawrence Davis, and I'm portraying Lewis.
Watching episodes 2 and 3, there's a bit of a scandal going on. Lots of secrets with hidden parties involved. We see actually Lewis meeting up with Tara at the lake. So, being a married man, why does Lewis insist on keeping the history of his past relationship with Tara a secret?
Lewis, he wants to keep it a secret because he is married, but he still, have feelings for Tara. He's past the point where he wants to be with her. Now he just wants to be there for her. So he don't want everybody to know that they had this past relationship because he is a married man. So that's why he consists on being, it a secret that they had, messed around in the past.
Alright. It's funny because as the episode unfolds, Lewis continues and tells her that I'm a married man. I'm a married man as if he has a guilty conscience. And in his own words, he even says, I got it. So my question is, with Lewis going out of his way to meet Tara at the lake, do you consider this cheating on your spouse? Why or why not?
Technically, it is cheating. He technically, stepped out on his wife. So technically, it would be considered cheating. But he's trying to put that past him and try to, become a better person for his wife and his 3 children.
Later in the story, of course, Lewis and his wife is spotted at the club by Tracy, Tara's friend. Why doesn't Lewis even acknowledge her?
But he doesn't want any illusions out there. He doesn't want it to be no questions, nothing to be raised or anything like that. So he basically just let the past be the past, basically.
What is Lewis getting out of this other than helping out a friend?
I guess he does have a guilty conscience a little bit because he knows that Tara wants to be with him, and so I guess it's some type of feeling he has where he just feel like he should still be there, just as a decent human being.
In this episode, we actually see Eugene deciding to pay Tracy a late night visit on a Friday night, not suspecting an interrogation by Tracy. Tracy decides it's as good a time as any to ask Eugene how he truly feels about it. So, Tracy asks Eugene the question, do you love me? His reply is, but I got love for you. Does Eugene fear commitment? And if so, what would it take for Tracy to persuade Eugene to become monogamous?
Eugene, he's a good guy. He's stuck in between women. He really has, some tremendous feelings for Tracy. Deal is he's just, like you said, he's not prepared. He's scared for that. And there's nothing really that Tracy could do, to change because, Tracy is a wonderful woman in the story, I think it's the perfect love, just the wrong time for Eugene.
Later on in the scene, you see Tracy roaming through Eugene's phone. He falls asleep, but yet a familiar name pops up on his cell phone, Janet. Could it be that Eugene secretly desires Janet over Tracy, and he's just stringing her along?
No, Janet is basically something that Tracy is everything, and it's kind of hard to be honest with somebody that, fully honest with somebody that you truly love because the fear of losing that individual. And, it's like you don't want to fully jump into it, but you don't want to lose that individual as well. So,
the actor and comedian Chris Rock, you familiar with him?
Yes.
He once said this quote, that a man is only as faithful as his options. If Eugene had no options in the dating pool, with all the women that he attracts, would Tracy have held on to him all this time?
I believe so. Some may call him, naive, silly, but you really can't put a measure on true love. Love is ugly. Love is very, very ugly. You have your ups and your downs, your in and your outs, And it's just the fact that, I mean, you know, if that true love is there, yes, it takes sacrifice on both parts. And by all means, Eugene in this story, I mean, he's just, I mean, it's not getting in his head that, I mean, you have a good one. And, I mean, you know, through the course of time, you know, I feel that Eugene and Tracy will, you know, come to an agreement, whether it's to be together or to step off.
Hey Eugene, you said that Tracy and Eugene, their situation is a true love, and their love takes time. I mean, he's not stringing them along. Is love a game? And perhaps Eugene and Tracy's both caught up in the games that men and women play together to attract one another.
The game that they're playing, no, I don't think that love is a game. This particular love scene itself is like, I mean, a give and take or cat and mouse. Really, one person is a little bit more serious than the other individual. Who wants to go in love? I mean, it's interesting. And I think it's more interesting for Eugene. And I think that he needs to transition from that point of being a player, because he's stuck in between wanting to be a player to actually loving this individual. And it's kind of hard to transition. But, I mean, he really does love Tracy.
Eugene being a player could actually cause some of the best love he's ever had. If he decides to make the sacrifice with the other women and commit to Tracy, could this relationship withstand the other struggles?
She probably would never fully trust Eugene, even at 110% of his, you know, his effort. But they really love each other. I mean, I feel that, I mean, yes, they could work through it, but like I said, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle for Tracy to really fully trust, you know, Eugene.
How did you prepare for the characters that you're portraying on this series, on the scene?
But it's kind of close to home, you know. Growing up, I mean, you feel like, I mean, you're a product of your environment, and, you know, you grow up, you know, with people like that. And, I mean, it's just, it kind of touches home. But, I mean, to the extremities of what Eugene is actually portraying in there, I mean, it's a big leap between the two. But how did I prepare for it? It's just like anything else. I mean, you have to pray about this stuff because, you know, one of my favorite actors is Johnny Depp, and it's method acting, you know, and whatever he does and whatever I do, it's like study. And I mean, you hang on, I mean, you know, you don't necessarily have to, but you do your study, you do your research, you hang around people that may pretend to be players. I mean, past relationships, past experiences, and you just focus on that person, and you just, I mean, it's not you anymore, it's their character. And that's what I feel like, I mean, you know, when I do it, I prepare myself because I become that character. But when, you know, the take is done, a rap, I'm just who I am, Brandon Kempway Jackson.
Well, I'm very different from Lewis in my personal life. I'm single with no kids, and Lewis is married with 3 kids. So I have a lot of friends that's married and that have kids. So I pretty much reached out to them, you know, just kind of just do a little bit of research on, like, you know, having kids and, you know, having a wife, and, you know, just pretty much I did a lot of research on it.
All right, fellas, how did you come across this great production?
I ended up getting involved with this because of, you know, the writer, Nicole Jacqueline, talented woman. I mean, you know, she has books and everything. And I met her through a mutual friend of ours that I was helping direct the play. So I figured that, you know, what better way to, you know, help another individual out, especially our own people in Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a lot of, you know, Main Street people that come down here, but they don't mess with, like, the, you know, local people. It's very selective. So, you know, the biggest thing is I felt like I should support our local, and especially our local African American powerhouse women, you know, so that's how I got involved.
I got involved, Nicole had hit me up, we met through a mutual friend about 2 or 3 years ago. I've been out of acting for about 2 years now, And she hit me up, and it was quite refreshing, really. So then she told me that she was doing a web series, and I was like, yeah, I'm interested. So that's pretty much how I pretty much got onto this web series.
Well, fellas, how can we reach you guys? How can you be reached by your fan base, your followers?
Hit me up on Instagram, Poncho for sure, Poncho, the number 4, SHO, or you can find me on Facebook at Poncho Brandon Jackson, Poncho Brandon Jackson.
Yes, I'm on Facebook. You can find me at Sir Lawrence Davis. That's on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, Sir812006, and I'm also on Twitter, Sir Lawrence D, as well. So you can find me on there.
Great job, fellas.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Thank you.
And definitely check out the hot new web series On the Scene. It's amazing.